Hi, my name is Reign Winston. I'm a high jumper here at Ohio State. I was never really into track growing up. I was more of a basketball player, and I usually stayed away from track because I knew that was like my dad's sport. He was always a track coach. He ran track in high school. He high jumped in high school and college, and it was just a lot. He was a crazy coach. I was like, I don't want to run. I don't want to do any of that. So I always played basketball. And then, come my junior year of high school, I was asked to high jump for my high school because I was athletic on the basketball court, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it because I've always been so one-dimensional when it came to sports. So I decided to do it, and then changed my life.
Hello, my name is Otis Winston, and I am Reign's father. Former two-sport captain for the Ohio State University. I started high jumping in 7th grade and really didn't become good at it until my sophomore year in high school. I made it to the States as a freshman. I no-heighted at the state meet, came back as a sophomore, and the highest I went that year was 6 feet. And at the state meet, I went from 6 feet to 6'10" and a half, ended up winning the state championship, won it my sophomore year, my junior year, my senior year, and then ended up coming to The Ohio State University to run track and high jump as well as play basketball.
I've always had so many people be in my ear, talk about my dad's record, and talk about what he's done at Ohio State. So just to be able to have my own legacy and start that for myself would be something that would be huge for me because I'm still trying to make a name for myself, and I feel like I have, but I feel like I'm still known as Otis Winston's son, and I want to be known as, I want my dad to be known as Reign Winston's father, so. I hate losing, honestly, and I feel like every single time that I've lost, I've remembered it and remember how I felt from high school until now. I remember how I felt at regionals when I came in 11th and became second team All-American and how I wanted to be a first team All-American. And I remember how I was so close to making it to Olympic trials, but was only out by a few centimeters. And so just knowing that and having that in the back of my head just pushes me to be better and pushing me to keep going because there's so much more that I haven't achieved yet. And also my dad's record, of course, that's always going to be in the back of my head. And that always just keeps me wanting to jump higher and keeps me grounded and humbled.
195 PR. I felt like we were in a position to win, and we pushed them to a game 7 in their building.
That's the Scotty migraine deal, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're here for the first meet at Louisville. Reign's done a lot over this past year to improve throughout the high jump. He became an All-American last year, got 11th at the NCAAs, and just excited to see where he's at for the first meet. We got a good group of guys around him as well. We went from basically only really having 2 people kind of throughout the year, just with injuries and whatnot throughout the season. So having 4 guys at this first meet will be very exciting. See where they're all at, and a great way to start off the season here.
It's a long season, so I know there's going to be ups and downs, and I know there's going to be a lot of things that I need to improve on, but I know that right now I'm not the jumper that I want to be. And so every time I go into a practice, I think about what I can do to make me better and what I haven't done in the past that I should do now to improve my form, my technique, anything. So I just keep that in the back of my mind and just take it day by day.
There you go. Get up, boy.
My name is Chanel Cross, and I am one of the track and field athletic trainers at Ohio State, and I'm working with Reign Winston on his left Achilles tendon repair recovery. He suffered an Achilles tendon rupture on January 18th while high jumping. He had surgery a couple days later. Now the big focus is letting his tendon heal and slowly building up his calf strength again. So he's doing really, really basic things you wouldn't even think of. Toe movements to help keep his toes mobile. Basic ankle range of motion exercises to keep his ankles from locking up, with the long-term goal of getting that calf back strong so he can high jump again. Recovery is typically about 9 to 12 months for this kind of injury, so it's a pretty serious injury, but Rain's on the right track and he's making good progress.
Post up, I'm finally out the crutches, so starting to walk a little bit, so we're going a little faster than I thought. I'm happy, I'm blessed just to be able to walk. Like, getting to the bathroom used to be hard to do, but now it's just normal activities that I can do. Take out the trash, walk to my car, and do things that used to wear me out before. So I'm just happy to be healing, and I thank God for that.
First time? Yeah. The level that you were at before may take longer. So we're thinking kind of expectations is that you should be able to come back next year. Indoor season, you may not be competing at the level that you want to, but outdoor, you have a better chance of getting back to the performance level that you were at.
Feeling good. It's like about a month out, and I feel stronger, walking a little more. I got PT, so just ready to get started with the journey, man. When you go through something that's traumatizing for you, it's hard. Like that, when it first happened, I would have nightmares every night about it. I would think about it every night. I wasn't able to sleep. I wasn't able to eat. I just wanted to compete.
King, man. It's Warrior King.
Drive that knee. It's a step. You're right there. Really good. I appreciate it. Graduating when y'all graduating in 2028 now.
That's actually crazy.
Freshman.
Wait, 2 more years.
Dang,
2?
I was that far?
Because I'm missing next indoor.
You a freshman, bro. That's
Freshman
crazy.
all over
You a
again, bro.
freshman. That's crazy. But we in the same grade. Nah, that's crazy.
You need 6 years.
You super unk now, bro.
Yeah.
Super unk. Super unk.
It's weird, man. Yeah. Like I ain't jumped here in forever. I never really asked you what your first thoughts were like when you saw me tear my Achilles.
That was it was painful. Like, because, to be recording it and to see your first jump be so amazing at your last height. And I knew something was wrong because you went to the side and you did that stretch that you always do. I'm like, why is he stretching? He ain't talking about his Achilles all year. Mm-hmm. Why is he stretching? And to watch you take those 3 steps and hobble and fall down. Like, I knew it was something big because, you know, your nickname always been Wolverine. You know, you heal quick, you know, and you don't cry. If something hurts, it hurts. Remember, you twisted your ankle in high school. You came back and played the next game. It was a severe twist. They thought you wasn't going to even play the next game. You couldn't even tell you twisted your ankle. So with this, I knew it was something bad the way you fell down and the way you just stopped. And when I got over there, and you said you heard the pop, you know, as a father, the worst thing, the worst feeling in the world is to see something happen to your child and you can't do anything but be there.
Yeah. Coming to this season, I put a lot more pressure on my shoulders than I should have, and I think tearing my Achilles and having to start from scratch and going through surgery and learning how to walk again and building my strength up is something that allowed me to slow down and let me appreciate everything fully. And like, a lot of tears have been cried. You know, thoughts come into my head about, will I be able to come back and be better, or will I be a shell of myself, like things like that. But I know that God's plan for me and his journey for me is something that is mine. It's something that's unique to me, and when I come back, it's just gonna make my success that much better, and people are gonna know my story, and that's why I have Justin recording it, so people know that it's not as easy as it looks, and there's a lot of things that us as student athletes go through, and you know, I'm ready to be back out there, but I know that I just gotta take my time and breathe a little bit. And that's what this situation allowed me to do.
I'm proud of you. Like I always tell you, I'm proud of you, and I'm always gonna be here. I learned how to be a man. I say this constantly. I learned how to be a man by watching you be a boy, and by watching you overcome so many obstacles that you have to overcome. And this is just an obstacle that you're overcoming. You know, your story will be greater now that you have this hiccup. You know, I always tell people, when you focus on being the best version of you, I never knew me just being the best version of me would make me the 3-time state high jump champion, would make me the 4+ time Big Ten champion. I had no idea. I just wanted to be the best version of me. I didn't know what the high jump record was because I was just focused on being the best version of me. Now you're focusing, after everything got taken away, you see the little things. Now you're finally focusing on being the best version of Reign. And that's the scary part that I don't think people realize. That now you're focused on being the best version of you. Ain't no telling what being the best version of you is gonna make. So I'm excited. I'm just glad that I'm able to sit here and watch and sit back and be a spectator.